There's a banana, and there's another banana. I don't know how that banana got on the top. But there's brownies in there, and bananas, and fudge sauce. First thing I'm going to do, I have a loaf pan here. It can be a metal one, it can be the glass one. And I have a piece of parchment paper. I'm going to line this container with the parchment paper. You just want the paper to go up to the edge of the container. You don't really need any more than that. Okay, so just make sure the sides go up to get an idea where that is. Okay, you can give it a cut here. And then here, I'll bring this side up to the side and give it a cut. Now I just have to, somehow I have to match those corners. Let's see if I can do it. It's not so important that it lines the entire pan. So I'm going to come over here and cut this side, try to match it up. I want to make a mark right where right where the corners of this container is on this paper. Like I said, this isn't liquid that you're putting in here, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so now I'm going to cut into these corners, and actually a little further. I'm even going to cut further, because when you go to put it in, it makes a difference. Okay, there's the point there. Just I'm going to go about a ½ inch or so past it. I don't know where that point went. Somewhere there. Okay, so we'll cut there, a little further, and then all you have to do is put this in here, and as you put it in, fold these corners around. Try to keep these up, and they'll go in. Takes a moment. See? It helps when you cut them down just a little bit further, because I'm working actually inside the container, not outside. So now it's all lined, and we'll get our ice cream. Where did my ice cream go? Oh, here it is. I've got caramel cone, coffee, and chocolate chip. And I have wooden spoons. They're not spoons, they're wooden lollipop sticks. And I have some brownies I'm going to put in between the layers. I'm just going to break that up. I have some fudge sauce that I made. And I have a video for that. And somewhere in my freezer I have some frozen bananas. I froze them because the banana was ready to eat. It was ripe, and I didn't want to eat it. I didn't want to make this then, so I froze it. I'm going to make the layers according to the colors. So I'm going to put a light one on the bottom, then I'll put the chocolate one, and then I'll put another light one. I'm going to start by putting some ice cream in the bottom of this container and just pushing it down. Looks like I need all of it. I'm not going to get to eat any of it. So I'll go ahead and just push that down. And then I think on top of this one, I'm going to put the banana. Now I'm going to put some fudge sauce on. I'll just sort of put it around. You can't really spread it. It's not going to be perfect layers. Okay? You kind of want blobs in there anyway. Then I'm going to take my chocolate and we'll do the same thing. And now we're going to put brownies. I'm going to break up some brownies. And what I think would work really well right about now would be to take a piece of the parchment paper. Have a brownie left. Here's a piece of that parchment paper and just give it a press down. I can fit my other ice cream in and sort of get the air pockets out from around the ice cream as well. Okay, now we're going to get the coffee on there. Okay. So we'll take another piece of parchment paper and squish that down. There we go. Later on I'm going to cut these in like this. I'm going to cut them kind of like that. They'll be ice cream, well, things like that. So you want to stick your popsicle sticks right in the center of that. So when we pull this out of the freezer, try to put your popsicle sticks in straight. So there we go. So I am going to put this into the freezer right away. So what you want to do is take it out. And we're going to cut it. We'll take the sides away. That's the nice thing about the way when you make this parchment paper liner, is that you really can peel it away pretty easily. So now I'm just going to cut pieces and I'm going to put them on this cookie sheet and I'm going to put them back into the freezer for a moment. So they can freeze up a little more before I wrap them. It's summertime and it's pretty warm outside, so things have a tendency to melt pretty quickly. So these are all ready to go back into the freezer. For as long as you really want, you could put them in for a couple of hours, then we're going to wrap them up. Now I've taken these out of the freezer and they've been in there overnight and they're very hard, and I'm going to wrap each one of them up in some saran. So what I've done is I've made a piece of saran that you'll see when I close it. It's literally double the height, okay, of the ice cream. I'm just going to wrap it up. I'm going to roll it and then just pinch the bottom so it's nice and closed up. I have this Tupperware container and I'm just going to lay them in so they'll be ready. I'll say go down to the freezer, get an ice cream out. And there's actually one missing because I already ate one. So there we go, we've got ice cream pops and they'll stay in the freezer for a good month or so. Unless they get eaten first.